Hey, and welcome back to Mom's Intuition Podcast, where everything is raw and uncut. We are rated explicit, so feel free to speak as you please. Prevention of slander: we ask that you do not use any name to prevent slander cases. You can follow us on Instagram at Mom's Intuition Podcast. Go on our fan page at _Mom's Intuition Podcast. You can also find us on Twitter at _Mom's Intuition. Our YouTube as well. We post every video, every episode, and even snippets at Mom's Intuition for YouTube. I am your co-host Dominique, aka Dom, sitting here with my partner in crime, Tay.
Hey y'all.
So, ladies, get your blunts, your tea, your drink ready to have that salon talk. Let's get into it. Today we have Miss Denise here. Thank
Hi
you for
everyone.
coming.
Hey.
So, go ahead and tell the world just a little bit about you.
Okay, so I am 18. I didn't graduate high school. I wanted to, once I turned 17, I ended up being homeless, and I was like, okay, I don't want to work hours a day, because I thought about it. I started doing the math in my head, You could work 8 hours a day at any fast food restaurant, anywhere minimum wage, and make probably like $80, probably less than that because they take out taxes. So I was like, okay, let me work a job that I can make $100 per what I do. Say I do dog grooming, say I do nails, say I, something like that. So I had went and I had started doing nails, and I was like, okay, maybe this is not my thing because you need a licensure. So I was like, okay, let me start doing housekeeping. I started doing housekeeping, and after that, I started getting really good. I started getting clientele. People asked me to come back. People kept giving me really good feedback, and it's something that is like, it's a woman's job. So like once I did it, I felt like it was just second nature, and it's like, okay, now I can wake up in the morning. I decide, hey, I want to go to work today. I text somebody and be like, hey, do you want your house clean today? And they're like, yeah. Who's gonna say no? So I ended up doing that, and now I get like $100,
Yeah.
maybe 200 a day, and then that's without tips as well. So
Mhm.
Okay. So that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um.
can actually, I've actually done housekeeping too as well, and it was good money. It was real good money. Um, but
So
yeah.
where's
So
your
Tay,
family
go
and
ahead.
friends at? Where's your like family and friends? Like you said that you was homeless. So how did that go about with you being homeless? Like what I'm saying, like when stuff like that happened,
Yeah,
maybe
what led up
something
to
had
that?
happened. Yeah.
right. So I was in the foster system. And once you're in the foster system, you kind of like learn as a child, hey, I need to fend for myself.
Hmm.
Nobody's going to sit here and, take care of me. Nobody's going to pay my bills. Nobody's going to make sure I graduate. Nobody's going to, make sure I'm good within the long run.
Right.
You go from parent to parent, family to family, friends to friend. Nobody really stays constant. So
Hmm.
what you start developing a mindset that normal kids don't have, because they have their parents to make them food every night. They have their parents, take care of them every day, make sure, hey, it's good to go to school. But as a foster kid, you don't have that. So you start developing this mindset where you're just like, oh my gosh, what can I do to make my life better? How can I end up like the new Jeff Bezos? Or,
Hmm.
how can I end up in a situation to where I can have money every single day without doing something that I don't want to do? Like working a nine
Right.
to five. So
Hmm.
Hmm.
that's kind of how it led in, and it did help a lot. And that's why I am where I am pretty much. And I'm not mad about it at all. You become a
Hmm.
really strong person, and what other 18-year-old right now that doesn't have a high school diploma and has their own business. I
Hmm.
got my own apartment, my own lease. I couldn't be happier with life right now.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's really good. Okay, so I heard, I know you were in the foster system, but do you know your parents? Have you ever met them?
Yes, I actually did meet my parents. Ugh, I haven't talked to my mom in a very, very long time, but she did message me like a couple of months ago saying like, "Hey, I want to come live with you." Basically, just
Mm.
asking me if she could live off of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, where was this interest 18 years ago?
Right.
Now I
Yeah.
got my own place. all of a sudden? Where was that energy when, when I needed a place?
Right.
Yeah.
Not only that, not only a place, but where was you when you needed a mother? Like, where was she at? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm sure you
Right.
don't want to be
Right.
like that, but it's
Every
just like it's like that. It's like that because where was you at when I
yeah.
needed you instead of me being in the system? Like, where was you at when I
Right.
needed you? I needed a mom, to make sure I was able to
I feel like every
graduate
woman
school and
needs a
stuff.
mom.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
So
So
basically, she
where's
Yeah.
your dad
wanted
at?
me to be her
Every
mom.
woman needs a mother.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy to me because it's like, oh my gosh, like
I'm
you were
sorry.
really raised
What
by
do you can you repeat the last thing you just said? Your computer
Oh,
froze.
I said basically she wanted me to be her mom. Take care of her, pay
Um.
her bills, make sure she lives with me, make sure she's fed, make sure she's okay, off drugs, whatnot. Like, that's the
Yeah.
mom
No.
role. You think you're supposed to
Yeah.
be doing that for
Yeah.
me. I'm 18. I should be the one on drugs.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
no, I can relate. My mom, I don't want it to be the way it is. I wish we could be like best friends, but it just doesn't turn out that way for everybody.
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What is one of your earliest memories that you thought was the best memory for you?
My earliest what?
Your earliest memory that was one of your greatest memories.
Oh, greatest memories. I'd have to say when I first got my apartment. Honestly, it was like, okay, so like I said, as being in the foster system, you go from house to house to house, decorating everything to be, your home. But once you get your own apartment, you put your own name on it. This is just even for kids who have their own parents. But it's like once you move into your own
Mm.
place, you're like, oh my gosh, nobody can tell me what I can have over here. Nobody can tell me if I can smoke in here. Nobody can tell me if I can cook in here, what I can cook in here. If I want to leave a mess on the floor, I could leave a mess on the floor. It's just a really good feeling of accomplishment because it's like, oh my gosh, all this working I've been doing, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, coming home just to something that you created. Like everything in my room was pink when I first got it. I had a stripper pole. Everything was so much fluff was everywhere. I had like literally hearts every. I'm like beyond girly, so everything was just pink, smelled pretty,
Hmm.
looked pretty, and it's just something that really felt like accomplishment. It's like, oh my gosh, I've been living it for 18 years, working really hard for 18 years just to come to this, and I accept it. It felt like I just got accepted into heaven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your own little space. That's your shit. You can do what the fuck you want to
Yeah,
do up in that
exactly.
mother.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Um. So
It could,
why didn't you
right.
graduate high school? Like, what was the reason to why you didn't graduate high school?
So once I was 17, I was probably like 3 months out of like graduating high school. I had like 3 months left, and that's when I had went homeless. So I was like, okay, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to school. So what I did was instead of like, oh, I just don't want to go, I basically was like, okay, what I need to do for myself right now so I can get out of the situation that I am in is I need to work as much as possible. So I started two jobs. I worked
Mm.
as a manager at Pizza Hut and I worked at Subway. I worked both of them, and I was like, so I'm working like 16 to 20 hours a day, and and I mean the money added up quick, so exactly how I wanted it to. But I didn't have time to come home and be like, okay, let me just do some math problems. It just wasn't the important thing of my day. Once I got home, I have like 4 to 6
Yeah.
hours left to sleep, eat, take a shower, whatnot. That's it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna waste my 4 to 6 hours. I'm exhausted on doing homework for English, whatever they think is important. I don't care. So once I
Yeah.
started, that's when I was working there. And then after I quit both of those jobs because I was like, okay, I made enough money, I got my lease, got everything that I needed, and then I started my housekeeping business. I started getting really serious on my housekeeping business, and I started having more time to do homework and stuff like that. But now I'm back enrolled, so in school, but I still haven't, I still haven't gotten to do any schoolwork just because I'm like, okay, what do I need it for
Mhm.
now? I've already got my own housekeeping business. What am I going to get a diploma for? What is it going to do for me? I'm not ever planning on working a 9 to 5 ever in my entire life. I plan to do this until I die, and it's an easy job. I literally go and clean all day. It's not,
Right.
it's not too hard. So
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So what was something that your parents have done to you that you wouldn't do to yourself, or if you plan on being a mother to your child?
I would never put my I would never put my kids into adoption or foster care. Maybe adoption, but not in foster care. Just because
Yeah.
mhm.
you really see like the true colors in people. I went from foster home to foster home. The first one scarred me, and I literally still have nightmares because the first one
Mhm.
scarred me so bad. The second one they raped me, and then they played it off
Wow.
like they didn't. So I literally was sitting there for 3 years wondering, like, oh my gosh, was I just raped or no? Like, because you're young, you don't know.
Right.
And then the third one was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, but at the end, I found out they had cameras in the room, and this was like my actual family member, the third one, and they have like
Wow.
cameras, not in my room, but in my
Mhm.
cousins, and I was like, okay, well, that's awkward. No, wait, let me scratch that.
Yeah.
Not cameras, they were
Yeah.
microphones. Because I guess she was like sneaking in boys, and they're like, okay, let me catch you. And like I felt like that was
Wow.
awkward just because I've already been through something that made me uncomfortable. But I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody is different because of what they've been through.
Okay. So, so I
So
I
I
I
would
can't
just
remember
like,
if I can't remember if I asked you this
I'm sorry.
already, but how did you end up homeless? Like, did you just like automatically like leave, or did they like put you out or something like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what occurred for you to be homeless?
Oh, so basically, um, once they, I guess, I have really bad paranoia and anxiety. So I
Mhm.
can't hold it in. If I'm scared, I'm really like I can't hold it in.
Okay.
And I guess the person that I was living with, another one of the kids had told her like, hey, Denise feels uncomfortable because the camera, not the cameras, the recorder. Sorry about that. The
Mhm.
recorders. And after that, she had texted me and she was like, hey, basically she was trying to press me like, I know you're mad and you feel uncomfortable about this, and that's just like, she was mad, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know why you're mad that I'm scared. I'm literally scared of everything. Like, I'm not even lying to you. I have a fear of me. I have a fear of
Yeah.
literally anything you think of. I have a fear of it.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know why you're mad. I'm scared of everything. But yeah, of course that's gonna make me uncomfortable. I've been through a rape. I'm not gonna be comfortable with an adult putting a microphone in my room. No, that's not okay with me.
Right.
I don't
Right.
care what you're trying to
Right.
hear. I don't care what you catch me doing. It makes me uncomfortable. And we had gotten to a full argument. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and deal with this. I'm not gonna be scared. I'm not gonna sit here and cry every day because I'm fucking scared. Even if it is just paranoia, guess what? I'm scared. I shouldn't have to deal with that, whether it's just in my mind or not. So I was like,
Right.
okay. And then I didn't even, I left everything I owned there. I was like, I was just so scared that they had left it. Like I said, it's just my paranoia. It's not what really was
Yeah.
happening, but it was in my head. It was like, okay, what if they put microphones in my stuff? No way they would do that, but
Mhm.
it's just what's going on in my head. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna risk it. I left everything I own there, all the teddy bears that I've gotten from my mom, everything, all the trophies I had since I was younger, all my birth certificates, everything. I was just like, fuck it,
Oh
but I was young.
wow.
So
Yeah.
I had just left. I started from the bottom. That's how homeless I was. I literally didn't even have that sack, that one little backpack thing that SpongeBob carries around when he's homeless. I didn't even have nothing like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Okay. So what exact moment or event radically happened to you that made you see the world differently?
Um, I guess my my second foster home. Once I got raped, I started seeing every time I see a man now, I see a man differently. Like every time I look at a man, I'm like, oh my gosh, like okay. Automatically in my mind, it thinks, okay, he wants to take advantage any way he
Mm-hmm.
can. Let me make sure that doesn't happen. Now my mind, so like if you ever hang out with me on the street, you see me on the strip or anything, and any type of man like, oh, you look pretty or something like that, I automatically just start cussing him out. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're so
Mm-hmm.
okay, my dude. I sound crazy, but
Yeah.
it's how I am.
Yeah.
And I just be doing that, and I'm
Woo!
just like a homeless
That was
person, but
funny.
I don't care. I just be sitting there like, don't fucking talk to me. I don't want to fucking be called. Like even if I'm like, because it's like it's
Yeah.
crazy. Sometimes I'll have my bonnet on, a man will compliment me. Sometimes I'll have I nanny, and I'll have these kids with me, and a man will compliment me. I'm like, do you not fucking see these kids? Like there's a couple times where I was nannying and I was walking to the store, and grown men are literally following me through the store. Like, are you fucking serious? Do you not see the kids? You're really okay with following a woman when she obviously has kids with her. What is going on with you? So I just get so mad, and so basically now I'm just really I have like a type of animosity towards men. Like if I see a man, I'm just like, get the fuck away from me. I don't like you. I don't care what you got to say to me.
Yeah.
And any type of man, like
Yeah.
even if you're a manager, corporate, anything, I just don't have any respect for you. I just feel like all men are literally after one thing, and I can't see them having any type of potential most of the time. And I feel like so terrible saying that, but I just don't like men at all. Like after that, I have no hope for men, kind of. But there's a lot of men that I'm like, okay, you're
Mm-hmm.
cool, you're cool. But after that, I just really most of the men that I see on the street, I'm just like, fuck you. Just leave me alone. Don't ever compliment me.
Yeah.
Compliment your mom. I just say that a lot too. They'll
Right.
be like, oh,
So
you're beautiful. I'm just like, your mom.
yeah. So if you feel uncomfortable with a man and you don't want to be around a man, so would you consider yourself like would you mess with a girl then if you're not comfortable with the man?
I mean, right now I'm in a good relationship with my boyfriend, and
Okay.
he got me a little bit out of my he got me a little bit out of my frantic of like hatred for men, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to really like open up to men a little bit, but
Okay.
it's very very slow. But I did tell him like if we ever do break up, just so you know, I'm going straight to the other side, and there ain't no coming back.
Right, right. Is
Yeah.
so is he are y'all the same age or like how old is he?
Yes, he's only 23.
Okay, so you're
Okay.
18, he
Okay.
23.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
Now, I know you said you nanny for people, but do you ever plan on having children your own of your own?
Yes, eventually,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Okay.
It actually was a dream of mine when I was younger, and I know I was like 8 or something. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'd be over here praying like, I hope I can have my own kid. I don't know why, but I've always just
Hmm.
wanted my own kid.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Okay.
So I know you talked a little bit about your mom. So what about your dad? Like do you talk to him? Do you know him or anything like that?
Yeah. So I actually met my dad when I was 12, which was like probably like
Okay.
6.5 years ago.
Okay.
And I just like I never got close with him. He lived out here
Mhm.
in Las Vegas too. I just never got close with him because I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh
like
wow.
you know, I'm looking at him. He has total capability to take care of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We
Really?
talk.
Huh?
Oh, uh, I was saying he has total capability of taking care of me. Like he
Mhm.
works. He's able to make money. He's able to hold it down for a house, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have the motivation to do it even for himself. Like he still lives with his mom, and I'm like, okay, well if you can't do it for yourself, I'm never gonna expect you to do it for me.
Right.
I'm already 18,
Right.
so that hope is already gone.
Damn, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
instead of you going to like I guess foster homes didn't no family member try to get you. Like he didn't try, his mom didn't try. Like nobody, no family wanted to get you. You know what I'm saying? Like to prevent you from being in the home.
Honestly, yeah. So I was 13 and I had went to
Mm.
rehab, and I know it sounds like really like young, but yeah, when I was 13, I went
Mm.
to rehab and I had went. And after I got out, I guess my cousin he was like, I've never met him in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, like, I don't know why nobody cares that, somebody in our family just went to rehab and nobody's gonna like fix it because she's young. And he had took
Yeah.
me in, and that
Okay.
ended up
Okay.
to be the one that raped me. So I was like, okay,
Wow.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
yeah.
Okay. Now I
But I
see.
mean,
Okay.
It's
it was a lot of manipulation after that. Like, I remember I had like told his wife, and she was like, "Oh, he wouldn't do that. I don't believe you." And after that, it was like it had went hella like years. It was like 3 years, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, I believe you now." And I was like, "What?
what?
It's
Yeah.
3 years. You could have said that when I was 14." you know."
Right. What the fuck?
And it's because right after he did it to me, it was a month later. Like literally, I'm telling you, 30 days later, he did it to her best
Mm.
friend, his wife's best friend. The same thing.
Oh
Wow.
She
wow.
needed me to support everything. So I'm like, okay, y'all can believe this grown lady, but y'all can't believe me. Why would I lie? I'm fucking
Yeah.
14. What
Right.
possibly am I gonna gain out of this? Possibly. Tell me right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Please tell me. Um,
Right.
and it was a lot of toxicity after that, and I finally ended up getting out of there, which was good. And I had like gained a lot of like siblings though that you do miss throughout the years. Like I haven't talked to my brother in so long, haven't talked to my foster siblings, none of them like any kind of sucks. Like that's the only part that you do miss out on is like you make so many siblings and you don't get to talk to them throughout the years no more.
Right. 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 I understand that. So, and you look like you could be mixed. So, are you mixed or like what are you? Because you look like you could be
Yeah,
mixed or something. Just by like the skin tone, and I can tell by your hair a little bit too. So,
Yeah.
what are you mixed with?
yeah. My dad is full black actually. Sorry, my mom is white, all that though.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
figured it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I remember you. Okay, so you have a boyfriend. What was the worst fight that you
Yes.
guys ever had?
Oh my god. The worst fight. Hmm. We actually don't fight at all. Like literally ever. Our relationship is honestly perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And how long have y'all been together?
We've been together for probably like
Oh, that's
five,
it. Shh.
6 months.
Go watch TV.
Okay. Okay.
I remember because I had met him when I first got my lease to his apartment. He lived a couple rooms down, and I was like, okay. And then he started really trying to boo me, and I remember it was a stupid thing. Like I would wake up and he'd not. Mind you, I get up at like noon. I never wake up before noon. And he wakes up at like 8 in the morning. So I hear a knock at 8, and I'm like, who the fuck is knocking? I'm ignoring it because it's 8 in the morning. Why is everybody
Right.
And I go when I woke up at noon and I see like, oh, melted Starbucks, dead flowers, because he would give me like flowers,
Ah,
but he'd be out
Aw.
hours in the heat, so it would be so dead and
yeah,
dry and nasty by the time I got it. But it was a thought.
yeah. Girl, Starbucks ain't cheap. Shit.
Okay.
Right.
He must have really liked you because Starbucks is definitely not cheap.
I love Starbucks, dude. That is like a must. And anytime I travel, I have to stop at the Starbucks in the airport and have
Mhm.
my coffee, and then have my little pink drink or dragon
Yeah.
drink, my kiwi drink, whatever. Like I can't. I used to. I used to do Starbucks like every day, and you spend like what, $5-6 every day, but that kind of, it adds up if you really go like super often.
Yeah.
And
Right.
now I kind of just make it whenever I just go on a plane. But he must have really liked you because Starbucks is not cheap, my nigga. He went all out for it.
Somebody headphone mic is like making noise.
Okay, let's see. It's not mine because mine. I just have the mic here. So
I don't know
Sorry,
what's
my
on.
dog.
hold on. Okay, I think it's gone now. Oh nope, it's back. Okay, I think it's gone now.
Okay. So I know you said like I guess you get like nervous or like you feel like like kind of weird when you like around people or just from the mics and stuff like that. So have you ever tried to get like help? Like do you think maybe you have like well, have you ever went to get like help and see, did they say you have like anxiety or some type of depression or anything like that?
Yeah, I had counseling literally all my life.
Okay.
Once you get into the foster system, they automatically put you in counseling because they know what you're gonna go through. You know, the system, the government, they know exactly what you're gonna need. And it's just like a
Yeah.
normal doctor appointment. You just naturally need counseling once you get into the foster system.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been I've been in counseling for like so long, and it's like it really doesn't help. But they did tell me I have
Mm-hmm.
severe PTSD. I have
Okay.
anxiety. I do have paranoia. Um, I did have depression, but they said I still have it because it's like something that never goes away. But I don't feel depressed at all.
Okay.
That's funny. No, I see a therapist as well. I've been seeing him for 3 years, and he did the same thing. He gave me severe PTSD because my childhood trauma and anxiety and depression. And I was like, okay, eventually I'm out of the depressing part. Like I tell them, I'm good, or I can get off the depression medicine. Like I'm good. But they're like, it never goes away. They're like, if you stop it, then it's really gonna come back and be worse, like 10 times worse. I don't know if it's true, but that's just what they say. I don't know.
I doubt it. I think they just want to give us some type of drugs.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't take them every day. I'm not gonna lie. I don't, because I'm okay with just not being on something every day. You know what I'm saying? Like if I feel like my mood's getting fucked up or changed, or you know what I'm saying, or I'm feeling down, then yeah, I may take one. But if I'm good. Like right now, I'm great. So I don't have to worry about anything. Just moving from states, and from Illinois to Dallas, and then from Dallas to Vegas. And I did it all with my son's father now. And my life has just changed ever since I've been with him. So I can totally understand that. I totally
Same.
agree. Okay, so let me ask this. What were some of your biggest struggles and your insecurities about school when you were going?
Honestly, when I was younger, you would have never thought I wasn't gonna graduate. I freaking loved school. Like I would go every single day, super excited. I was like a really classy girl. Like I love to take showers every day. I always smelled like flowers. You know, I always came to school looking like a pink puff. You know, I always was so
Yeah.
happy to have my notes nice and pretty every day. So you would have never expected me to be the one person, to not graduate.
Okay. Okay. I understand that. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? And then where do you see yourself in 10 years?
goodness. I hope by then I have everything figured out to where my business gets so big to where I never, I never have to do any, side hustles like learning how to do nails or something like that. I want to be able to grow my business so big that I have clients, probably like back to back every single day. In fact, I want to start getting an LLC to where I can have other girls come in, they're all clean, and then I also want to make sure that it gets. I want to promote it better. Like I want to start getting like shirts that say my business name. I want to get cards that say it. I want to start posting it more, make a price list. I want it to get so big that I'm not just the only one
Yeah.
getting money, that, I'm getting the government to start paying us. I want it to be a real business. Like I want my name stamped on it. So like when I die, I can give the business to somebody and somebody can start paying me.
You are your brand. You are your brand.
Yep. Yep. That
Right.
sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So I love what you just said about the because my son's father got his, and any business we have about 4 businesses that we're doing. Um, they all have turned out really good so far. And I want to ask you, when did you know you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
No, I did not. I just once I was like once I got into the phase of like working 50 hours a day and sleeping literally 4 hours a day, I started realizing like this is not a way to live. I'm 18 years old. No, I think I was 17 at the time. No, I was 18. Yeah, I'm 18 years old. Nobody should have to do this. I can't even imagine somebody wanting to work until they're 50 or 60 year olds and then doing retirement. I feel like, this, if you want to live, you should be able to live. This is not living. Me only getting the weekends off is not living. That's restrictions to life, and that's not fair. Nobody should have to live like that. I feel like
Yeah.
immediately what I had to do was get a job to where I can make more money in less time. And that's all I could think about until I figured it out. I was like, what am I going to do? I started trying to do hair. I started trying to do nails. I could do anything that you could think of. I was trying to do it. And that's when I was like, it came to me.
Okay.
Housekeeping, there's not many housekeepers who wants their who doesn't want their house clean, you know. And then I started watching Maid just like recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, everything that all the trials that I did while building my business, everybody else is going through. Like you see how many people what really goes on in people's houses, and it's like, oh my gosh, like
Mm.
there's cockroaches here, or we're on the north, or just stuff like that. You get to really see people, understand people, and it's just crazy. Like life is just really easy if you just make it easy. Like people are really just like, okay, let me just settle for 9 hours a day. No, you don't have to do that. You could work an 8 hour. You could work not even an 8 hour shift. You could work a 4 hour shift doing nails or something like that, and you'll be good. You making more than somebody would be making at a 9 hour shift at fucking Olive Garden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, who is your hero and what qualities make them your choice? Um, okay, were you about to say something?
No, go
Mm,
ahead.
right. I do have two. Sorry. Yeah,
You
I do
said what
have
again?
two. One right now, I do have two. One is gonna be God for sure, just because throughout all those years, you feel so lonely, and it's like, okay, you're going through breakups, you're going through families, you're just running through everything. There's not a lot of consistency. You don't get to stay in the same home. You don't get to stay in the same school. You don't get to stay in the same friend group. You don't get to stay in the relationship. You lose a lot of things, and it goes, and it just keeps going. You don't get to stay anywhere. And the only thing that you do have that's constant is your religion. Like no matter what home I'm in, no matter where I'm at, who I'm with, guess what? I have God. I'm always going to have God. have God. That's not going to change no matter, even when I'm dead. That's why I'm still going to have God. And that was a really big impact on my life because he really did help me a lot. And then once I found my boyfriend too, he was the second one just because he did help a lot, like a lot with my mentality. And there was a lot of things that I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I psycho? Like, because once you go through a lot of trauma, you instantly like, oh, am I psycho? Like, what's going on with me? What's wrong with me? Why am I so angry? But after I found my
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend, I felt like calm, and now like I live life so peacefully. Like, I literally just sit, I'm not scared of nothing. I'm telling you, when I say I literally would cry at the sight of chicken, I'm not lying to you. I literally walk down the aisle in the grocery store and fucking cry.
Right.
Like, you just see me screaming, yeah, I can't, And now I'm good. Like, I can do so much and I'm so strong that it's like, oh my gosh, it really does affect you when you do have people in your life that are constant and loving,
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. I like that. So what is one thing you would tell your mom and dad? I guess like what would be one thing you would like to tell your mom and dad?
I just let them know, like, I did it. Like, I didn't need you. You didn't want to be there. I didn't need you to be there. I did it by myself. And I'm still going to be here for you. I still love you. But I just want you to know I was able to do it. I wasn't going to,
Yes.
I wasn't going to pull you down. You thought I was going to pull you down, but I ended up pulling myself up. So I would have never pulled you down. So whatever reasons you had to, like, give me up or, whatnot, it was a mistake. So I'm just not the person to pull down anybody. I'm literally
Yeah.
sitting here. I literally woke up homeless one day and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get myself out of this. I didn't need no parents. I didn't need nobody to tell me what to do. I didn't need nobody to be there for me. I figured it all by myself and I was alone at the moment too. You know?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So, if you won the lottery, what would be the first thing you would buy and why?
Lottery. I buy a really big house. And the first thing I would do was what I really want to do eventually is I want to adopt, not adopt, but foster. I want to be a foster parent because I see
Okay.
like I wish I could show you, like, it's so bad. All the houses you go to, all the families you go to, it all sucks. Like, not one of them are good. I've never met a good foster parent. I've never met somebody who actually had good intentions, and it really sucks because that really fucks with your mind because then you're growing up, your mind's not completely made, and you're literally over here building it on what you're seeing. And if all you can see is people being grimy, stealing, thieves, terrible people, guess what you're gonna become? You're gonna become a bad person. That's why when you take to be a foster parent, you have to take a class. That's why when you take the class, they're just like, oh
yeah.
yeah, foster kids, they're bad as fuck. It's gonna be very hard to take care of them. They're gonna be liars. They're gonna be thieves. They're gonna be doing this. They're gonna do that. They really do discriminate foster kids. What it's because we literally grow up on seeing negativity, toxicity all day, all night. We don't know anything else. So what I want to do is I really do want to make a foster home, and I want to show kids like, hey, there is hope in the world. There is good people. There is a way that you can make life easy. You don't have to graduate. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. I mean, yeah, I'm going to encourage them to graduate, but I'm just going to say, hey, if you really don't think this school is for you, then guess what? Make it work.
Right.
You can make it work, And I'm saying I haven't been on drugs since I was 14. I was no 13. I was in rehab at 13. It's possible. There is no reason for somebody to be
Yeah.
brought down to be doing drugs or doing whatnot, not working, not going to school. There's no reason. You could do it. I did it at 13. If I could do it at 13, why can't a 28-year-old do it?
Okay. Okay. So, when you become a mom, what will be one main thing you do to change how you grew up?
I'm going to make sure that there's literally no toxicity possible, like, in any range near that kid at all. Just because, like, monkey see, monkey do. You know, if my
Mm-hmm.
kid sees toxicity, guess what? They're gonna grow up to be toxic. They're gonna have a hard time in relationships with their boyfriends or with their friends because they're toxic. Because all they've seen is toxic. You know, and I never want that for my kid. I
Yeah.
want my kid to grow up and think, oh, butterflies, pink, purple, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty.
Okay. So, what values are important to you in life?
Values. Hmm. Really, love and family. I think family is really, really important because it's like no matter where you are, what your plan is, what's going to go on with your life, family is the most thing that's literally connected to everything. Like no matter what your future is, what you're going through right now, guess what? Family is going to be the only thing that's going to be there for you. Like say say you don't got a job, but you got your family, you're going to be a happily homeless person. You know, say say you do have a job, but you got your family. Guess what? You're still going to be happy. Like as long as you have a
Mhm.
happy family, then that's all you need. You don't need money. You don't need nothing. You don't need anything. Like you're going to be good. Like no matter wherever you are going, like I can imagine you probably could be in bed like with cancer, and as long as you got a family, I can't see why anything would go, why anything would be upset you about. You know, as long as you got a family, you can get through anything. Because they all be there for you. You know, that's if you got a
Mhm.
non-toxic one. Because a lot of families don't, work out too well
Right.
either.
Right. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. So, what is one thing? What is like the biggest thing you want to accomplish? Like besides, your business. Like, what is one thing you just want to, accomplish besides, your business and you got your place because you already have that right now. What is another thing you want to be able to accomplish?
I really want to build my own family. You know, I really, really, really want to have like kids and just friends. You know, everybody. I just want a big group of people that I can always go to. That I can spend holidays with. That I can always depend on. Because that's really that's really special. You could make money. Yeah, that's easy. You can make $100 quick, but guess what? Is $100 gonna get you through the holidays? No. I mean, maybe with some
Mhm.
alcohol, but other than that, no. Um,
Yeah.
a family will. A family's gonna help you through everything. Say if I get a terminal sickness tomorrow, who's gonna be there for me? Not the money, not my business. No, my family's gonna be there. My boyfriend, my
Yeah.
kids, my parents. The people that you expect to have as a family, your friends, all of them are gonna be there. That's really important to have
Mhm.
within life. Period.
Right. So you and your boyfriend, y'all live together, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he also work at as well, or he does the business with you.
No, boys don't clean.
Shit. Me, me and clean.
My
Shit.
yeah,
Shit.
my
Nah,
son's father, he used to
they
do
gonna pick
cleaning
something up.
before I was. His
Yeah.
parents had a cleaning company, and he used to do it with his parents. And
Yeah.
I didn't do it till I was like 26 or 25. But when I got into it, that it was good money, and the tips were amazing.
Yeah.
Like I could make $400 in one day, and that's not including tips.
So
Right.
basically, he don't help you clean or nothing like that. He ain't helping you with that.
So does he have his own job?
Tried to get him into it one time. It didn't work out. So,
Yeah.
um, he's really working on his own goals right now. He has plans to be like a professional biker, and he's really working really really hard on it. Like I'm talking like every day, all day. He's biking. He He's taking videos. He's doing new tricks. He's doing new tricks at new places. He's trying really hard to get where he wants to be. So we kind of have a plan that we're both gonna like support ourselves and hold our weight up, you know. So like, say if we get an 8-bedroom house, he's gonna pay for half of it. I'm gonna pay for half of it with both of our money that we made in our own businesses, you know. So he's getting there because he's already been sponsored and everything. So he's really getting there, you know.
Okay. You got anything
Okay.
else, Dominique?
One last question about your boyfriend, romantic wise. What kind of date would you consider the perfect date, the best romantic date of your night of your life?
Aw, honestly, I couldn't ask for anything more. Like last night, we went out and we spent $50 at Applebee's, and we had ribs, we had shrimp, we had pasta, we had burgers. And I'm telling you, all this is just one meal, and everything was just like, it was perfect. As long as we get to spend time together. Honestly, I couldn't ask for anything more. I'm not really the type of girl who wants like too many flowers or expensive rings or whatnot, or champagne or nothing like that. As long as we're like spending quality time together, that's something you're never gonna forget. Yeah, I can get a nice $40,000 ring today, but guess what? I'm probably gonna lose it in the sink next week. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not important to me. I really do like, and for like say for my wedding, I really want to spend quality, like a full 24 hours just spending a date together. Just focusing on us, talking the whole time. Having a good time. Spending time together. Just bonding really.
Okay. Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much, Denise, for coming on our show today. We love to hear your story and we wish you nothing but the best. It sounds like you're
Yeah.
doing really great now. So just keep your mind on focus on positivity
Yes.
and
Right.
just know that there are resources out there. You just got to look for them. And
Yeah.
in Vegas, we have a lot of resources.
Yes.
So you ever being homeless again will never happen. And I can give
Right.
you the information about
Yeah.
Vegas and I can show you what they do and how you will
Right.
never be homeless again.
Yes. And feel
So,
free to reach out if you need help or if you need someone to talk to because you have people, even though you really don't know us, I'm not in Vegas, but Dominique is in Vegas. So if you need any advice, you need any help or whatever, all you got to do is reach out. There's nothing wrong with reaching out and getting help, especially when you really need it. So, if it's something that comes up like, oh my God, like I need some type of assistance with
yeah,
whatever it
girl, we're
is,
here with
like
you.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
We're
ask.
here
If you
with
have
you.
people, yeah,
We can stay in our group chat and you can always ask us anything
yeah,
or if you need help on any situation. We're 30 years old. So we're a lot older than you and we
yeah.
didn't
Girl,
seen
I'm
a lot of
married.
shit and
Right.
through a lot of shit. So
Exactly. Girl, I'm married and I have five
I feel
kids.
you.
So yes.
Yep.
Oh
I have
yes.
3 children and my girls they had a separate dad, but my son has a different dad and I'm with my son's father right now. So that's just any advice that you need, whether it's relationship advice, whether it's a situation that you just want to figure out how to get handled. Don't hesitate to call us. We have this platform for women to come together and be together and support each other and being strong together. So we want to
Mhm.
thank you so much for being on our show. We really, really loved you. Your story is now going to be put to the world so everybody can understand and relate to your pain.
Yeah. And you can help somebody else out. So
Right.
Yep. Okay. Well, you guys have
All right.
listened
Thank you
to
guys for having
another.
me.
you're
Yes,
welcome.
no, you guys have listened to another podcast of Mom's Intuition, and you know what we say, Tay.
It's okay not to be okay.
Period.
See y'all.
We We out.